Hello. Today we are going to talk about scents. How important are they for our memories? Here I feel the scent of classes, and I'm very happy about this because it means that next week we are going to start our face-to-face classes. Remember, contact your teacher or teachers and ask what to do and how to enroll in face-to-face classes. We will start next week. And today, we are not going to talk about classes. Today, we are going to talk about sense of sweet memories, sense of adventures. Think about scents you have in mind now. The delicious scent of baking bread waiting out from the open door somewhere in Paris, France. Or strong smell of espresso or macchiato while traveling around Italy. Or freshly cut grass or fresh milk near the cottage house of your grandparents. Scent particles can revive memories, good memories, and that is what we are going to discuss today. Our good friends, our good partners from Italy and from Republic of North Macedonia will share their good memories and will tell us about the scent of adventures. I would like to present you our first guest, Giuditta from Genoa, Italy. Hi, Giuditta. What is the scent? Your micro is muted, Giuditta. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. Are you at work? Are you at work or at home?
At home, but at work.
Okay, at home working.
Yes.
And what do you smell? What is the scent of your home?
At the moment,
yes,
is the smell of a coffee.
Very good. Espresso or macchiato?
I'm Italian, so maybe 5 times a day. The smell of my house is smell of coffee.
Yeah, very nice house, or very nice home and very nice smell. Are you going to tell us about coffee that you had in some countries, or what will it be about, your good memory?
Well, no, I won't tell you about coffees, even if I had the occasion to taste a lot of different coffees traveling. I will tell you about the scent of my seas.
Perfect. You are welcome, Giuditta. Let's start.
Okay, thank you, Olena. Well, just to present myself, I'm a project manager and an activist involved in the working and political life of Arci, a very big Italian association in terms of affiliated clubs and members. To be precise, I'm the coordinator of the international projects developed by Arci Liguria, the regional level of the above-mentioned Arci. While studying architecture, I met a mentor who introduced me to public and social art. And I fell in love. I started investigating art tools and participatory instruments, going so far to produce community-based projects, which led me to travel. And the first stop outside Italy was in Senegal. So today I will tell you about 3 important places for me which smell of sea. These places are those places where I feel truly free and at home. In front of the Mediterranean Sea, or in front of the Atlantic Ocean, or in front of the Caribbean Sea. When I smell salt air, I'm at home. And that's why I decided to tell about the scent of my seas. Well, I was born and raised in a small town by the sea. Its name is Lavagna. And Lavagna, translated into English, means blackboard. So that's why I'm just joking. I said, home sweet home, blackboard town. In Italian, Lavagna is a synonym of slate. In fact, in these areas, slate was extracted. Okay, so from slate and blackboard, and that's why Lavagna. So my small village by the sea. And as you can see in the second photo, our beaches are gray because of the slate. Well, there's something so interesting to tell you. As you can see in the first photo, this is Lavagna, and you can see that something is missing, a letter. And later, I will tell you about the third place of my soul, Lavana. And it's crazy, but cutting away a letter, I will meet another place of my soul. Okay, I was born here in Lavagna, so I'm completely Italian. And what I like about the smell of the sea is that it holds many surprises and never ceases to amaze me. Well, the first place where I met myself again, so as a citizen of the world, was the place of soul, Gorée, the island of Gorée. The island of Gorée lies off the coasts of Senegal, opposite Dakar. From the 15th to the 19th century, it was the largest slave trading center on the African coast. Ruled in succession by the Portuguese, Dutch, English, and French, its architecture is characterized by the contrast between the grim slave quarters and the elegant houses of the slave traders. Today, it continues to serve as a reminder of human exploitation and as a sanctuary for reconciliation. In the photos, you can see the first one is a picture I took outside the door of my house in Dakar. I arrived in Dakar many years ago, 15 years ago, and it was because of my first participatory public art work we realized over there. I say we because we were a collective of artists. So, when I needed to have rest, to stay with myself a little bit far from the chaotic life of a metropolis, of an African metropolis, I was used, and I'm going on being used, to leave the center of the city and go to Gorée Island. And it's a mystic place, and it's great. So this is the place of the soul for me. Then the third place I will tell you about today, and you can see in all these places the sea is very present. In all the photos you will see my seas. So the third place is a small village by the sea. near La Habana, Cuba. And I arrived there in I think 10 years ago. No, it's too much, it's impossible, but maybe something like that, because of a project realized by Arci Liguria. So thank you, Arci Liguria, because at this occasion, it was an artistic project, and from Lavagna to La Habana. And over there, I discovered another way, another home away from home. Really, I felt completely at home. And of course, it was also because of people. And of course, because I had the opportunity to stay there bastante. And also enjoy a very simple and poor life, but that I could appreciate. And here the photos are full of sea of blue and of skies and of trees, palms, etc. Okay, this is the Caribbean Sea, and it's something like a dream. But for me, it's not a simple dream. La Puntilla is a memory of a past revolutionized place. It was the beach, the most important beach in La Habana many years ago, before the revolution. And now you can see some memories. Everything is changing. Cuba is a very poor country, but is full of wonderful persons. And talking about our situation, I came back from Cuba I think 2 months ago, and I was so surprised when I saw that I had to travel with the doctors from Cuba coming to my country to help us with our enormous problem with coronavirus. So that's why you can see the last photo. And so scent of sea, salt air, and hearts. So this is my home. And then I will close, because I know that I'm definitely Italian. So I can go on talking 15 minutes. The last places I'd like to present you, as it was a friend, is a place near here, not so far from my home here in Lavagna, and it was a place I discovered the last week. It was the first time I could walk on the trail of the tubes. The trail of the tubes in the Mount Portofino Park, and I could discover a different smell of my sea. That's why I say that the scent is always different and is always the same. The trail of the tubes is one of the most spectacular and exciting trails of the Mount Portofino, and the path runs along the ancient route of the aqueduct. I hope the pronunciation is right. Inaugurated in 1899 or something like that, which from the area over San Frutuoso, a very small bay, through a cement pipe runs toward the village of Camogli, crossing the Mediterranean scrub and the large conglomerate rocks close to the remains of German World War II batteries. And the trail, it was incredible for me, just a little bit dangerous, but I like it. And now the duration of the trail is about 4.5 hours walking, and the difficulty, well, is a very curvy path with dark tunnels, overhanging rocks, and some stretches equipped with chains. It's necessary to have a flashlight, maybe it depends from the time, etc. Long pants and be accompanied by a professional guide if you think. But at the end of the trial, you arrive at this wonderful place, and the sea is over there and is waiting for you. So it was the first bath of this 2020 in Italy for me, and it was great. And the smell is always the same. That's all.
Thank you, Judita. I am smelling the sea here. I mean, we also have the sea. It is 8 kilometers from Reus. Yes, you have to come. You have to come here one day and smell it. Definitely, it will be very different from all those smells you have told us about. But what is also here now, it is the smell of adventures, because Judita is a very adventurous person. We are Facebook friends, and I was following your adventure to Cuba in the middle of the lockdown, and I was waiting for your posts to see if you have to have the quarantine, how is your trip back. Then you stayed with your family or family members, at least in Rome. I mean, I smelled it as well. And I think that one of the adventures you have had, that is adventurous trip to our place. Remember that you always welcome here.
Thank you, Elena.
Yeah, thank you, Judita. Remember, if you have any questions to Judita or about any places she told us about, please send your questions, the email that you will see at the end of the presentation, and we will forward the questions to Judita. And Judita will answer us.
Sorry?
And you will answer if we have any questions.
Of
if
course,
our students have any questions.
It will be a pleasure.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, Judita. And
welcome.
We are going to move. We are going to move to some different places. And Vasco is going to tell us about the smell of his adventures and the smell of the countries or places he has visited. Vasco, you're at home now, right?
Yeah, I'm at home. Yeah.
Yeah. Any special smell?
Yeah.
The smell of the spring, the smell of the summer. What do you have there?
Let's say it was raining last night here, and in the morning, so I have I opened my window in a way to recreate the atmosphere of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I chose this place for 2 reasons, maybe even 3 now. I was thinking maybe there are even 3 reasons. The first reason might be that maybe on this very day I was for the first time in Edinburgh, in 2012. But the second reason why I chose this place is people often ask me this question, like, what's your favorite city in Europe? And it's not fair to single out one, because there are so many beautiful places, so many beautiful cities in Europe. So it's not fair. It's not just to single out just one. But whenever I hear this question, it's always this Edinburgh city that comes first to my mind. And the third reason why I chose this place is because, as I understood, this webinar is part of a English language course. So I consider it's a nice way to learn something about the British culture. In particular, the pronunciation of the name of the city, which is often very tricky for people. So you hear people saying Edinburgh, Edinburgh, and different versions. So I've been there and I've heard that it's Edinburgh. But still there are many different dialects in different regions, like in Glasgow and Inverness or Fife. You can hear also this version Edinburgh. So it's just slight differences, but if you are there, if you're in Scotland, they pay attention to how you pronounce their name. I mean the name of the city, so it's Edinburgh. So yeah, when I was in Edinburgh for the first time, it was pouring a lot, it was raining, that's why I said I opened the window now to recreate the atmosphere, to have the smell back of that spring rain. So like I said, it was pouring, it was so cold in May, but I don't know, for some reason the city really caught me, and I didn't even need to promise myself that I would see Edinburgh again soon enough, as I was more than confident that I would do that. But what I did promise myself was that one day I would go back there and I would walk around in Edinburgh in a kilt. So last year I took a almost 9-hour bus ride from London to Edinburgh, just to see the city again. And after I arrived there, just an hour later, I bought the kilt. And yeah, so this is the photo documenting the event. And the caption that I wrote was "Wearing a kilt in Scotland and other tiny life dreams." It was really like a tiny dream of mine to wear a kilt. The kilt is right there on my wall as a memory. Kilt or skirt. So people often make these jokes that the kilt looks like a skirt, and also they ask if you wear something under it. So the Scots have a nice answer to that. They say it's a kilt. If you wore something under it, then it would be a skirt, but it's a kilt. Okay. So why I love Edinburgh? I have a friend from Poland, a beautiful mind, and she often says that happiness is something that you're born with. You either have it or you don't have it. So if you're not born happy, no matter what life gives you, no matter what you achieve in life, you will never be happy. And vice versa. If you are born happy, no matter what obstacles and problems life throws at you, that inborn happiness will never be defeated in you. Well, I consider Edinburgh a very happy city, a city which was born happy. It may not have the best weather in the world, not like in Spain, let's say, but still is, I think it's a much happier place than many other sunnier places. I guess that this weather, this rain is what makes Edinburgh so green, and it produces this scent of green. It's like, I don't know, I've never seen such a green color like the green color in Edinburgh. And I think the loveliest parks and public green spaces that I have seen are in the UK. And if I remember well, Edinburgh is on top on the list of UK big cities with the highest percentage of, I don't know, green public space. Then the next slide. Can you see the next slide? Yeah, there is another one. The next one. Yeah, so this is Calton Hill. From here, it's a UNESCO protected World Heritage Site. From here, you have a fantastic, like, iconic panorama of the city, and like far in the background, you can see the Edinburgh Castle. So now I'm speaking about the next dream that I have about Edinburgh. The esplanade of this majestic castle is the stage of a royal Edinburgh military tattoo. Can we see the next slide? Yeah, so another new word, let's say. When we hear the word tattoo, we usually think of the, I don't know, the paintings that we have on the bodies or some writings. But the word tattoo also means an outside show, just like what you see on the pictures, with several military performances, especially of marching people marching and music. So this Edinburgh Military Tattoo is a unique festival of traditional military bands from all over the world, that opens with the impressive sound of more than 100, I don't know, bagpipers and drummers playing and marching into the castle. Which, like, for me, it's a spectacle that I was hoping to see this year. It's in every August, but considering the situation with the virus, I think I will leave that for next year. And then why I love Edinburgh is the people of Edinburgh. They're always so friendly, so pleasant, always so welcoming, very positive. And I will never remember, I will never forget a situation that is something that has never happened to me, when I was just standing on the street and looking at my map, but I wasn't lost. I was just thinking where I would like to go next. And there was a couple passing by, and they came back to me and just to ask if I needed some help, because I was holding a map and I was thinking, and so they thought that maybe I'm lost. And this guy just asked me, "Hey man, are you okay? Like, do you need some help?" I really appreciated that, you know, it has never happened to me that somebody, without me asking them, they came to me and they asked. So they're absolutely friendly. I love them. And I forgot to mention an interesting story about the. Can we go one slide back? Yes, so it's still a very small picture, but in the foreground there is a tower, the Balmoral Clock Tower. It's a hotel, and it's very interesting that the clock shows doesn't show the correct time. When the tower was built in 1902, they intentionally set the time 3 minutes fast, so that the passengers will never be late for the trains. And there is only one occasion per year when the clock shows the correct time. It's obviously for New Year, because you know, the fireworks and everything. It wouldn't be good. I don't know if the fireworks happened later, not at the same time when the clock shows the the wrong time. Yeah. So that would be it. Yeah, about Edinburgh. Yeah, about the pronunciation. Yeah.
Thank you, Vasco. I have visited Edinburgh sometimes, and every time we are there is a very different smell. But in general, what I feel there, that it is a very special city, a city of Harry Potter. Everywhere you see those houses, how you imagine from Harry Potter's books. See, today we have talked about very different places with very different smells. Some of them you might have visited, and there are the others that is everything in future. You will visit them one day. The idea was only to show you that the world is full of different smells, different adventures, and different possibilities. Use them and enjoy them. Thank you very much, Judita and Vasco. Remember, if you have any questions about any smell, any adventure, and any country they have explained to us today, send the emails or your questions to the email you have here, to info of Open Europe, and we will forward your questions to Judita and Vasco. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to see you, to smell your adventures, and just to see that everything is fine with you. Thank you very much.